All right, guys. Questions for Ryan Davis. Let's start with Victor.
Hey Ryan.
How's it going?
Good. I guess just first off, how would you kind of describe your feelings now, in game week and just a handful of days away from being in the title game?
Christmas already came, but it hasn't yet, if you know what I'm saying. Like, this is something that's kind of been built up in this program and built up in our minds, especially as older guys, for quite some time now into this state, 37 years. So this has been, a while in the making, and this is something that's, doesn't get any more special than this. Like, beating the Grizz was awesome. The past 3 years didn't go our way this year. It's the way the cookie crumbled, but, this is a stage that every kid dreams to play on, no matter what the level is. National championship's a national championship, and I think everybody's just itching to get going. Everybody wished we were getting on the plane this morning, I'm playing the game tomorrow. I don't know. I can't really describe it.
How much did you dream about this when you were growing up in Billings?
Oh, I mean, it's something else too. I can't really put into words even. It's, watching my brothers and stuff go through this program, and growing up a Bobcat fan and, watching the Bobcats fall short so many different times, when they had promising seasons, losing the playoffs to, whoever it may be. It's just, and then now we're finally here, and now everybody's like, hey, you're going in uncharted water, like everybody, my older brother has beat the Grizz, he's been to playoffs. He hadn't been to the semifinals, and now he's like, I don't really have much advice for you except for go do something I've never been able to do,
And last one for me, just how much pride does this state take into you and the whole team and just football in general?
Pride. Are you asking like what?
Just like the state, the pride that the state has for the Bobcats and for football in general, Montana.
For example, we got done with the game and I just was wearing an old fashioned Montana State hat, and this lady goes, "Hey, did you go to the game today?" I said, "Yep." And she goes, "Oh, well, did you play in the game?" And I was like, "Yeah, I actually did." And she was like, just wanted to give me a hug and tell me how proud, she was of us and how proud Montana was. Like, I think she grew up in Fargo, or not Fargo, but around the North Dakota area. And she was just like, growing up in North Dakota and coming here and going to school, I was there in '84 when this happened. And she was like, it's just, you can't put this into words, just, it was kind of surreal at that moment, like, wow, this is a whole generation removed, like, and this is something that I've never even experienced or heard of. We saw the other team on the other side of the state do it. And, it's something to be said about us and where we've come from. It's been a long time coming, and I can't even imagine what the state, who are true Bobcat fans, and truly want this program to succeed, and how long they've been waiting for this and stuck with us through the bad seasons, the good seasons, the almost seasons. We're finally here and we're not done yet, and we just need that pride to keep rolling through this next week. So
thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Benjamin, what do you have? All right, let's go to Coulter Nuanez. Coulter.
Hey, Ryan.
How are you?
Another week, that was fun. I want to ask you, somebody just asked Lewis, what's your perspective on Sonny Hall, more specifically just the statue that's outside Bobcat Stadium, and it just sort of the icon that he has been to Bobcat football over the years?
It was interesting. I heard my dad kind of bring him up every once in a while, like growing up, talking about the Bobcats from way back in the day, not when he was playing. My dad wasn't around then, but just through his coaching career and stuff, my dad brought up, when everybody in the state was a Cats fan, when all this was a big gold rush, so to say, I guess, and then I never really heard much about him until we got here. And then, you see the Sonny Hall in end zone, you see his picture in our locker room, and then I always pass by those little pictures and like to read them, and then you just hear more legends and legends about this guy from Butte, America, who kind of made this thing really take off. He kind of influenced the pride of Montana State, and kind of turned this whole thing into a winning program from what I understand. And you see that statue every day. And, I've seen Sonny before, and he's been through the locker room, and you just tell that just the look on his face when he got through there, like, man, I'm seeing this through. Like, this is this is where this program should have been 10 years ago, in my opinion, and I'm sure he's feeling the same way. And just kind of looking around and just seeing him, his face and his eyes light up, that's something to be said there about what he built here, and I can't imagine. I mean, probably Troy Anderson's going to feel the same thing, seeing his own statue on campus and stuff. But Sonny is when he, I can't imagine how he feels, seeing that every game day and seeing us go up there, and pay those respects to him because of what he truly did for Montana State and for the state of Montana itself and for Butte America, and it's cool. I bet you he's happy to see this whole thing through and see Tommy Millot up there. So.
Let's go to Benjamin. Go ahead, Benjamin. Ben, do you have a question? Okay, let's go to Colton.
Hey, thanks for the time. Just curious what your thoughts are on North Dakota State's defense. What do you see from them, and what do they do well?
It's kind of tough to put into specifics, I guess. I don't know. They do everything well. That's why they have been in the spot they are, and that's not a sarcastic answer. That's 100% props to them. They're dominant programs like that. Usually, it's very hard to find holes in the holes where they mess up and things like that, and they rarely do it. That's the other tough part, and when they are doing what they do for the past, I don't know, decade, however long it's been, it's kind of tough to explain, but as people always say, to be the best, you got to beat the best, and we went out and got beat pretty good by those guys a couple times in the past few years, and now I think this is our time, and to really, I think we're a little bit better matched this year. They do things great. Like I said, they're always sound. They always get tremendous athletes there up front, and D-line and linebackers. They're, it's a lot of those guys do end up getting a chance to play on Sundays and stuff. And it's a fun opportunity. It's a great stage. It's awesome to play against people who are that good, all the time.
And having played them a couple times before, is there anything that you feel like any areas that you feel like you didn't play well, or things that you hope to kind of elevate going into this game?
Yeah, I think the self-confidence here this year is even a little bit higher, just knowing that, hey, I think we have a legitimate shot, to be hanging with these guys and really compete and get after these guys. It's before it was, like, let's go to, nobody goes down into a game thinking they'll lose, but until you get out there and you don't really know you're in a fight until you hit in the face. And that's this year, especially it's like, hey, why can't we be the ones that go out there and throw the first punch on them? Why can't we be the ones to go out there and really get after them and show them what we're all about and show them how much, we want this, how much we have been proving ourselves, how much we do still need to prove ourselves. Our goal wasn't just to make it down there, and our goal wasn't just to, hey, I really want to play in a game in Frisco, Texas. I really want to make the national championship. We have realistic goals to go down there and really, really win this whole thing, and that's the actual goal in sight. And we still haven't checked that one off yet. So.
Awesome. That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you.
Spencer, is that you logged in as Benjamin?
I guess I'm Benjamin for this one. Sorry about that. Hey, Ryan.
How's it going?
Good to see you, man. After talking to your parents, your brothers, they're all obviously so happy for you, so supportive of you. They said that they probably went a little too tough on you growing up. And I was wondering, they said because of that, you're the toughest. No one deserves it more than you in this moment. How did your brothers, your parents, the whole bringing make you the player and the man you are today?
They really shaped me into who I am. I have every ounce of success, however much it is, that I owe it to those guys. Those guys have shaped me, and those guys have shaped my work ethic, my habits. They have shaped, like you said, toughness. I don't even know if they know they shaped it. It's funny now they say that, but but it's something I'm thankful for, is having, my parents and my family behind me always. And I know that there's nothing that I could ever do to disappoint those guys, but still there's that constant drive, to want to make those guys proud because of what they have done for me, and what they have, all the times they've driven us to practice and driven us all over the place, and all the times My brothers, being so much older than me, we'd set up a mattress downstairs and they'd get on their knees and get ready to play, and I'd have to go and try to run them over and stuff, and I just, all the times that I got absolutely demolished by those guys, that's the kind of stuff that I think formed me into what I am today and kind of what I bring to the table and what I have brought to the table these past 4 years. And, it's kind of crazy. This whole thing's coming to an end, but like I said, I'm not finished yet, and I think there's one more box that we all want checked off. So.
Yeah, your parents, like they said, for the last time in almost 3 decades, they won't have a football game to go to for the Bobcats or something after this. And she told me that story about how you looked, back at your backyard and the playground and thought back to when you were growing up there up on the hill and thinking, what would that little boy think if you told him that he was going to be playing in a national championship? Now, a week removed, maybe you can tell me, what do you think that little boy would say? Do you think he'd even believe you?
I think that he would kind of be, I don't really know how to explain that. It's kind of a feeling, and like my mom said, I got home and looked in the backyard and remember my dad saying, hey, you got to pick these rocks up, and because we had these big rocks in our landscaping, and I would carry them out there into the yard and set them up as offensive linemen, and run the ball into these different spots and turn around and go and act like I was tackling somebody in all these different holes, and I was just thinking back to that, and I was like, man, like all those times me and probably 2 or 3 other of my friends were the only Bobcats on the playground, and everybody else was the Grizzlies, right before Thanksgiving break or right after, I guess. And everybody was ganging up, on the Bobcats, and my teachers, were always Grizzly fans, and everybody, it's I don't even know what to put into words with that. Just being thankful for this opportunity, and being very blessed to end up, and no matter how bumpy the road was, no matter how many turns it took, just finally being here, it's a true blessing, and I guess I'd tell that little kid to run it through, no matter what happens.
That's awesome. Final question, if I can. Alex wanted me to get this one out there. The captain's wearing the Cowboy hats, on your road trips. When did that get started? Do you know? And do you think that's a tradition that will carry on after you guys leave?
Kind of got started in Wyoming. Before we went down to Wyoming, I don't really, I think it was kind of like, oh, we're going to go play the Cowboys, or something. That's what I kind of thought of it as, but I'm not sure. Troy was the one we were getting ready to get on the bus. We had a few minutes, to do whatever, go get snacks or something from the store right down the road. And I saw him with his Cowboy hat, and I said, you can wear that thing there? And Amandre's like, yeah, I'm going to wear mine too, So I was like, shoot, let me go home and get mine, and I'll jump on this train with you guys, and slowly more and more people started to wear them, and Tucker, of course, was like, oh, if you guys are doing it, I'm doing it. So, and then now it's kind of ironic. They're like, oh, we're going to get Cowboy hats down there. And all of us just kind of looked at each other, we got our own, we know, but no, I think it's, I hope it's a tradition that carries on. I think we saw this picture. I think the team or the school's page posted it somewhere. And there's a picture of I think it's a 56 team. They're all wearing Cowboy hats, about to board the plane. And I've seen that even last year, and we didn't have a season last year. I was like, man, that's really cool. That'd be something to hang our hat on. No pun intended there, but something to hang our hat on, coming from Montana State and, being that ag school that we used to be, and just kind of getting back to our roots and that pride of Montana. That's what Montana really is, no matter who comes and goes from the state, no matter, what happens, what changes here on out. That's one thing that'll be constant, is that the backbone of, Montana is that kind of being a cowboy, that cowboy mindset, I guess, that growing up and just kind of being a blue collared, hard-working, hard-nosed son of a gun that's not going to take anything from anybody, So,
thanks for the time, Ryan.
Yeah, thank you.
A couple more quick ones to finish up with Ryan. Go ahead, Ashley.
Hey, Ryan, quick question. Being a Billings kid, growing up a Bobcat fan, I can't even imagine the pride that you have putting on that blue and gold every Saturday. What's it going to be like, though, this Saturday, knowing that this is your last time donning the blue and gold?
It's going to be surreal. It's after the game, after the South Dakota State game, everybody kind of stormed the field, and I didn't really know what to do with myself. I was excited, obviously, but I just kind of stopped and took a look around Bobcat Stadium, because I knew that'd be the last time I'd see that thing full, on top of the turf. Obviously I'm going to be coming to games until I'm old, but No, it's kind of surreal, and I don't know if it's quite hit me yet that this whole thing is coming to an end. The whole pride and being a Bobcat my whole life, and getting the opportunity to come here and actually put on the blue and gold. I don't know if it's really hit me yet, and I'm hoping it hits me in a really good way there on Saturday. So.
Absolutely. And then last question for me, it sounds like you've been doing, quite a bit of reflecting. How would you put into words this past season? I mean, there was so much change with the new head coach, just a lot of different moving parts, but I mean, it really isn't much more of a storybook ending than what's happening for you guys this Saturday.
I've said it before, and I think it's a true testament to our team, our guys, what kind of people we are, what kind of team we are. No matter what obstacles were in the way, no matter what things could have gone wrong, what things changed, it didn't really matter to us. We had one goal in mind, and, we pushed through the whole COVID year, pushed through the changes, and I think we're just a resilient team. And I think that we really deserve this opportunity and really deserve what we have gotten so far this season. And like I said, we're not done yet. And that's the whole mentality of our team right now. So.
Robbie, do you have one quick one?
Yeah. Hey, Ryan. You've seen a couple North Dakota State teams over your career here at MSU. Do you see any similarities in this year's team compared to the previous two?
Yeah, like Lewis said, they're dominant. They're dominant in most categories, if not all of them. For their conference, and they're obviously hanging at the top there in the nation. I would say, I think this is, similar North Dakota State team that we've seen. Just really well coached, really well equipped, really well put together. And I think this is going to be an awesome opportunity for us to be able to go down there and whatever they call it, South Fargo, and really kind of stun these guys a little bit and get our chance to show them what we're all about. I think it's our great opportunity, to go up and match up really well with these guys and really, like I said, prove what we've worked for so long. So.
And like I asked Lewis, y'all haven't been able to catch a win against them since you've been there. Is there any kind of extra motivation you have to get them this time in your final season?
Yeah,
regardless on the big stage?
Yeah, no, I think that there really is, especially getting beat as bad as we did in 2018, 2019, the score reflected something worse, I thought, than what it felt like out there. And I think this year's good, like I said, our really chance to kind of get what we deserve and get what we want out of this game, and really go down there and kind of hang with these guys pretty good. So it's tough to lose to a team twice, and it's even tougher beating a team 3 times, so I think we'll get it figured out here.